My name is Dr. Rafiu Oladipo.
My name is Baba Jalal Repega.
I'm Reverend Juliet Benite.
I'm Godio Didi.
My name is Professor Oladokun Sulaiman Olarawaju.
Souq News is on the ground, loading.
Very enlightening, very educative, and entertaining.
Thank you to Souq News.
So I'm happy that Souq TV has come into existence.
I'm happy to be here in the Souq News.
I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and keep watching news that makes sense.
As Browning said, one's extension of one's reach should not exceed one's grasp, or what is heaven for? And I think Souq News is doing that.
Africa needs a voice of truth, and Souq News has become one of them. And get ready, get ready, get ready.
And keep watching.
Keep watching Souq News.
Keep watching Souq News. It's a place to be.
Keep watching Souq News.
We've got just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch, and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix, and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
Hello, it's time for News Hour on Souq News TV. But first, we'll bring you the headlines. Many thanks for joining us this afternoon on News Hour, where we bring you key business and developmental news beats around the globe. We'll take a short break, and when we return, News Hour continues.
The heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress. Welcome to Souq News, your source for business, economy, and development insight to drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, Souq News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. Souq News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more. Souq News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. Souq News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions.
My name is Dr. Ajili Tobi.
My name is Etemari Glover.
Naomi, well done, and shout out to Souq News.
Shout out to Souq News. I want to encourage everyone to keep watching Souq News. Shout out to Souq News, and yes, tune into them.
Keep watching Souq News. They are one in town.
Hey, we're watching Souq News.
Keep watching Souq News.
Keep watching Souq News. Catch them on YouTube and all social media channels.
Hey, my name is Frank Edowo, and I'm imploring you. No, forget that. I am forcing you, coercing you to always stay tuned to Souq News for your news requirements.
Welcome back. You're still on News Hour on Souq News TV. Let's begin with an update on the Student Loan Bill. The Nigerian Senate has passed the Student Loan Access to Higher Education Act. The Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2024 in response to the federal government request to repeal the existing Student Loan Act and enact a new one. The decision follows the consideration of the Senate Committee on Tertiary Institutions and TED Funds report presented by Chairman Senator Muntari Dantuse during the plenary. The new act aims to enhance the implementation of the higher education student loan scheme by addressing various challenges, including the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, management structure, applicants' eligibility requirements, loan purposes, funding sources, and disbursement and repayment procedures. This move comes after the temporary suspension of the student loan system was announced, intended to provide Nigerian students in tertiary institutions with access to low-interest loans to complete their studies. Similarly, the Nigerian Senate and the House of Representatives have both agreed to extend the implementation period of the capital component of the 2023 budget and the 2.17 trillion naira 2023 supplementary budget until June. Deputy Senate President Barau Jibrin announced the extension during a plenary session following a majority vote in support of the extension. This decision, made in line with the government's request, ensures the full implementation of the appropriation bills. Similarly, the House of Representatives granted Tinubu's request to extend implementation of the 2023 budget until June 30th, 2024. The extension aims to guarantee the complete execution of the Act's provisions. Additionally, the House passed the bill seeking to amend the Appropriation Act 2023 and the Supplementary Appropriation Act, ensuring the seamless continuation of budget implementation. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has officially confirmed the settlement of all valid foreign exchange backlogs totaling $7 billion in claims. Acting Director of Corporate Communications, Hakama Sidi Ali, reviewed these developments in Abuja yesterday, stating that the Apex Bank recently disbursed $1.57 billion to settle obligations to bank customers, effectively clearing the residual balance of the FX backlog. Additionally, independent auditors reviewed these transactions to ensure the legitimacy of claims, with any invalid transaction promptly referred for further scrutiny. The bank emphasized the importance of prioritizing the clearance of the forex backlog to restore credibility and confidence in the Nigerian economy, affirming the rigorous and independent process undertaken to validate these obligations. In a recent presentation at the CITI CIMA Macro Conference in London, Deputy Governor of the CBN's Economic Policy Directorate, Mohamed Sani Abdullahi, projected Nigeria's headline inflation to surge to 32.63% by March 2024. Abdullahi attributed this rise to escalated energy crisis, exchange rate fluctuations, and ongoing insecurity concerns. He also outlined strategic measures, including an inflation targeting framework and tighter monetary policies, aiming for a downward trajectory in inflation starting from May 2024. Additionally, Murtala Sabo Segagi, a member of Nigerian Monetary Policy Committee, emphasized the significance of addressing structural issues such as insecurity and food shortages for effective inflation control. The recent reinforcement of surveillance measures by the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) to detect financial infractions and enforce regulatory compliance within banks is a significant stride forward. This development is welcomed not only by regulatory bodies but also by bank customers who have long hoped for increased scrutiny to address prevalent issues of customer exploitation within the sector. Access Bank PLC, the flagship subsidiary of Access Holding PLC, has entered into a bidding agreement with Kenya-based KCB Group PLC for acquisition of the entire issued share capital of the National Bank of Kenya major banks with a total access of $1 billion. KCB is also the holding company of the KCB Bank Limited, Kenya's largest commercial bank. The parties will be working together in the coming month to fulfill the coordination relating to the transition, which includes the regulatory approval of the Central Bank of Nigeria. In a regulatory filing yesterday, Access Holdings stated that the proposed acquisition was in furtherance of its African expansion strategy and a significant player in the Kenyan market. Nigeria's oldest bank, First Bank of Nigeria Holdings, has appointed 3 new directors for its holdco and bank, signaling the commencement of billionaire investor Femi Otedola's tenure as chairman. The appointments include seasoned professionals with extensive experience, indicating the strategic shift for the financial institution. Notable additions to the board include Olushola Adeyo and Vishwanthan Shankar, and as non-executive director for FBN Holdings, and Remilekun Adetola Odunlami, Annie Dua, and Fatima Ibrahim Ali for First Bank. These appointments, subject to regulatory approval, signal a move towards diverse governance and strategic oversight. With Otedola's leadership, FBN Holdings aims to strengthen operational resilience and strategic agility, potentially bolstering its position in the banking sector. FBN Holdings' share price closed at 39.6 Naira per share, reflecting a promising outlook with a 68% year-to-date increase. Away from that, the Tony Elumelu Foundation, TF, an organization dedicated to empowering African entrepreneurs, is set to unveil 1,200 individuals from 54 countries across the African continent as recipients of its prestigious Entrepreneurs HIP program. The eagerly anticipated announcement is scheduled for March 22, 2024. The selected entrepreneurs will constitute the 10th cohort to join the esteemed Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurs HIP initiative, which spans a decade of fostering innovation and economic growth across Africa. Moving away from Nigeria but still in Africa, Senegal is set to proceed with its postponed presidential election on Sunday amidst heightened political tension as President Macky Sall's attempt to delay the vote have failed, with 2 key opponents being recently released from prison. Support for Sall has waned during its final term, marking a departure from Senegal's typically stable democratic landscape. For the first time, the incumbent won't be on the ballot, with the ruling coalition nominating Amadou Ba, a former Prime Minister and Finance Minister, expected to uphold investor-friendly policies amid preparation for Senegal's transition to oil and gas producer by 2024. However, Ba faces stiff competition from 18 opposition candidates, notably Bassirou Diomaye Faye, propelled to prominence with support from firebrand opposition leader Ousmane Sonko. South Africa's parliament has referred the collapsed deal to sell a majority stake in South Africa Airways SAA to a special investigative unit initiated in 2021 to end recurring bailouts. The deal aimed to sell a controlling stake to Takatso Consortium. Public Enterprise Minister Pravin Gordhan acknowledged last week that the sale prompted the Parliament Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprises to involve the Special Investigating Unit for Accountability and Transparency. The government ruled out further financial assistance to country opting for full state ownership and exploring new financial avenues. Despite financial challenges imposed by COVID-19, the minister assured employees of job security and the company's financial sustainability for up to 18 months. Kenya's Finance Ministry has revised its economic growth projection for 2024 upwards to 6.3%, surpassing the previous estimate of 6.1% for 2023. This adjustment reflects an optimistic outlook compared to earlier forecasts, with growth expected to be primarily driven by expansion in agriculture and small and medium businesses. The announcements made during the unveiling of the government's economic plan until 2027 in Nairobi indicates a positive trajectory for Kenya's economy. This upgrade signifies potential resilience and growth prospects for the country amid ongoing economic challenges. We'll take a breather, and when we return, more stories continues.
The heart of Sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress. Welcome to Souq News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, Souq News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. Souq News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, Souq News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. Souq News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions.
Welcome. Still in Africa, Angola is maintaining its crude oil production at 1.1 million barrels per day, similar to pre-organization of the petroleum exporting country OPEC levels. Despite a decline since 2008, plans are in place to sustain this output until at least 2027. Secretary of State for Oil and Gas, Jose Barroso, cites a 15% annual decline in fields and an aggressive investor outreach to mitigate it, with rising competition from newcomers like Guyana Angola seeks to attract investments following its exit from OPEC in 2023 due to output quota disagreements. Angola keeps avenue open for collaboration. Additionally, consideration for a floating liquefied natural gas (LNG) facility demonstrates Angola's evolving energy strategy beyond oil. We'll make a straight one to the Middle East, where Saudi state energy giant Saudi Aramco says company is to increase gas output by 60% by 2030. These were reviewed by the company executive vice president for strategy and corporate development, Ashraf Al-Ghazawi, at an energy conference yesterday. The oil company recently halted plans to expand oil output capacity and is focused on developing unconventional gas fields similar to U.S. state fields in the kingdom. The company has also said it is looking at opportunities to invest in liquefied natural gas projects abroad. Parking Co. PJSC, Dubai's public parking business, experienced a remarkable 31% surge in its debut on the Dubai Stock Exchange following its $429 million initial public offering. The IPO garnered extraordinary demand, with orders totaling $71 billion, marking a record for Dubai. Shares opened at 2.73 dirham, significantly higher than the offer price of 2.10 dirham. The successful debut underscores investor enthusiasm for Dubai state-owned firms, which began selling stakes 2 years ago. It's International Day of Forest, and we bring you a report by Grace Komalafe.
Every March 21st, the world comes together to celebrate a unique aspect of creativity in humanity. World Poetry Day, a global celebration established by UNESCO in 1999, resonates with forests, covering about 1/3 of the planet's landmass, are vital for sustaining life as they provide essential services for both nature and people on Earth. Forests play a crucial role in addressing biodiversity and climate crisis, as well as supporting human livelihoods and homes. The International Day of Forest 2024, themed Forest and Innovation, New Solutions for a Better World, is aimed at encouraging innovation in many ways rather than deforestation, which comes with significant environmental consequences. With forests harboring 80% of global terrestrial biodiversity, their significance extends to fulfilling fundamental needs for neighboring settlements, from oxygen production to wood resources for construction and fuel. Forests sustain a diverse array of life forms within self-nourishing ecosystems, ensuring a sustainable balance between timber harvesting and regeneration. The earliest recorded instance of planned forest nurseries dates back to William Blair, Celara to the Abbey of Cupar, Angus in Scotland in 1460. Blair raised trees to populate the highland forest of Feta, emphasizing the importance of tree planting in preserving soil integrity and safeguarding watersheds. In February 2018, a conference was organized by the Collaborative Partnership of Forests, CPF, and hosted by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN, FAO, in Rome, Italy. Despite efforts to curb deforestation rates, millions of hectares of forest have vanished since 1990, highlighting the ongoing need for proactive forest conservation measures. The discussion at the conference focused on achieving the Sustainable Development Goal SDG target 15.2 to halt deforestation by 2020 and target 1.1 of the UN Strategic Plan for Forests 2017 to 2030, aiming to increase forest areas by 3% worldwide by 2030. The involvement of managing forests alongside natural resource stewardship had led forestry professionals to engage increasingly in soil, water, and wildlife conservation efforts. With recreational activities, the International Day of Forest, observed on March 21st, serves as a platform to commemorate forest significance and foster innovative solutions for sustainable management. amidst challenges such as deforestation and forest fires, which annually impact millions of hectares of forested land. Innovative approaches are crucial for early warming systems, sustainable commodity production, and empowering indigenous communities through land mapping and access to climate finance. Grace Komolafe, Souq News.
We've got just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job. In the heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress. Welcome to Souq News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, Souq News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. Souq News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, Souq News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. Souq News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions. We've got just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
My name is Yinka Babalola.
My name is Ijoma Pelokoro.
My name is Joshua Hassan.
I am Rotarian or Mosunde Lawson.
It's Ife Yunwarita Ejeze. My friends call me Ife.
My name is Rotarian Lola Dare.
I'm inviting you to keep watching Souq News. It's the right station to tune to.
I like Souq News. Souq News is good.
I want to charge you all to listen to Souq News, watch the news.
You can have unlimited news, first time.
Find Souq News. Be with Souq News. Never switch off. You are better for it. Souq News is the real thing.
Listen to their coverage and you'll be glad you did.
Turn to your YouTube, turn to your Instagram, turn to all your digital channels and look for Souq News.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Please guys, keep watching
Souq News.
We've got just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job. In the heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress. Welcome to Souq News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, Souq News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. Souq News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, Souq News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. Souq News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions.
My name is Dr. Agility Obi.
My name is Etemari Glover. Naomi, well done, and shout out to Souq News. Shout out to Souq News. I want to encourage everyone to keep watching Souq News. Shout out to Souq News, and yes, tune into them.
Keep watching Souq News. They are one in town.
Hey, we're watching Souq News.
Keep watching Souq News.
Keep watching Souq News. Catch them on YouTube and all social media channels.
Hey, my name is Frank Edowo, and I'm imploring you. No, forget that. I am forcing you, coercing you to always stay tuned to Souq News for your news requirements.
We've got just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch, and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix, and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job. We've got just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch, and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix, and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job. The National Theatre, Igomu, built during the military regime of Olusegun Obasanjo and finished in the time for the Second World Festival of Black Arts and Culture, Souq, in 1977. The theatre holds amazing treasures and memories. The artworks fill everyone with pride. The National Arts Theatre is visible from the motorway which connects Lagos Island and the mainland. The National Theatre is packed with the artworks of a legendary contemporary Nigerian artist, stained glass walls by Yusuf Grillo, sculptures and murals by Lamidi Fakeye, Erabo Emopai, and many others. It was put to full use for a month as one of the 4 venues of the Second World Black and African Festival of Arts and Culture, tagged Souq 77. The complex hosted 16,000 participants from 56 African countries and the diaspora in an unprecedented showcase of African music, fine art, literature, drama, dance, and religion. The National Art Theatre was built and designed by Techno Expert Stroll, a Bulgarian company mirroring the Palace of Culture and Sports in Varna, Bulgaria. Completed in 1976, the building is one of the largest and most beautiful of its kind on the African continent. It consists of a central hall with 5,000 seats, a collapsible stage that can be quickly rebuilt, a conference hall with 1,600 seats, 2 large exhibition halls, and 2 cinemas with 800 seats each. The theatre complex has a dressing room for artists, a garage, offices, coffee bars, and a buffet. It has indoor TV and radio systems, as well as booths with facilities for simultaneous translation of languages and hectares of lush green lawn around. The majestic structure sits in Igomu like a quiet mountain, mesmerizing visitors and passers-by. The National Theatre, Souq Enlightenment. We've got just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch, and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix, and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
My name is Veronica Nkechi Eze.
Charles Abana.
My name is Professor Martins Emeche.
Professor Sylvester Odion Akaine.
Keep
watching
My name is Dr. Ajili Tobi.
My name is Etemari Glover. Naomi, well done, and shout out to Souq News. Shout out to Souq News. I want to encourage everyone to keep watching Souq News. Shout out to Souq News, and yes, tune into them.
Keep watching Souq News. They are one in town.
Hey, we're watching Souq News.
Keep watching Souq News.
Keep watching Souq News. Catch them on YouTube and all social media channels.
Hey, my name is Frank Edowo, and I'm imploring you. No, forget that. I am forcing you, coercing you to always stay tuned to Souq News for your news requirements.
We've got just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch, and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix, and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
My name is Veronica Nkechi Eze.
Charles Abana.
My name is Professor Martins Emeche.
Professor Sylvester Odion Akaine.
Keep
watching
Souq News TV.
The best news channel online.
It's elevating, it's enlightening, it's educating.
Muhammad Ali found his root in Africa. Rumble in the jungle. I swear the king is humble. Jesse Jackson, O.J. Simpson, this is black history. Andrew Young visit Africa in the late 60s. Legend, Bob Marley make the light different. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X are big names. They fought for black Americans in the old days. We need the same revolution in our own ways. Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Mr. Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre and Eddie Murphy. American prosperity ain't complete with African poverty. It's legendary Idris Abdul Karim, and you are on to Souq News. You don't touch that dial.
Many thanks for staying with us. We'll take you straight to China, where China increased crude oil inventories by 570,000 barrels per day in January-February, signaling potential import cuts if prices rise. This contradicts assumptions of rising demand at the world's top crude importer. Despite a 5.1% import increase, the extra day in February marks a 3.3% rise. Chinese refiners brought oil amid falling prices in December, aiming to buffer stockpiles. With Brent hitting $87.70 by March 19, refiners may reduce import from second quarters onwards. The discrepancy between OPEC plus $90 per barrel and China's preferred price $75 per barrel drives this dynamic of stockpiling up on low prices and cutting when they rise. This trend is likely to persist until a price consensus is reached. The Swiss National Bank, SNB, made a surprise move by cutting its main interest rate by 25 basis points to 1.50%, marking its first rate cut in 9 years. This decision, announced on March 21, 2024, comes amidst low inflation and the impending departure of long-serving chairperson of the Swiss National Bank, Thomas Jordan. The SNB also reduced its interest rate on sight deposit to 1.50%. The move caught markets off guard, resulting in the Swiss franc hitting an 8-month low against the euro and Zurich listed shares rising. The SNB attributed the rate cut to reduce inflationary pressure and the appreciation of the Swiss franc. Economists anticipate more cuts ahead, with the SNB adjusting its inflation forecast downwards for 2024. The Bank of Canada governors has reached a consensus earlier this month that conditions conducive to rate cuts should emerge in 2024 if the economy progresses as forecast. This statement, outlined in the minutes of the March 8 rate announcement deliberations, marks the first time the central bank has officially indicated a specific timeline for potential rate reductions from the current 22-year high of 5%. However, the minutes also unveil a division within the six-member rate-setting governing council regarding the timing and sufficiency of evidence for implementing cuts. While Governor Tiff Markin emphasized that persistent underlying inflation warranted no immediate rate cut, the Council expressed oneness in the event of economic evolution aligning with the bank's projections. Despite weak first quarter growth, the Bank of Canada anticipates gradual improvement, forecasting 1% annualized growth by year-end. Inflation is projected to hover around 3% in the first half of 2024, easing to 2.5% later in the year, eventually returning to the bank's 2% target in 2025. We bring you another report by Grace Kamolafer as we commemorate World Poetry Day.
Every March 21st, the world comes together to celebrate a unique aspect of creativity in humanity. World Poetry Day, a global celebration established by UNESCO in 1999, resonates with the rhythms of verse and the power of language, honoring the genesis of many arts dating back to prehistoric times. Scholars suggest early writing reflects oral traditions, using repetitive phrases for easier memorization, while prehistoric and ancient societies composed works poetically, aiding oral transmission. Poetry, closely related to music, originated as oral tradition for remembering history, genealogy, and law, with early forms including hymns, chants, prayers, love songs, and fiction evident on monoliths, rhinestones, and stelae in literate cultures.
Poetry is important to celebrate poetry because it's the bedrock of all arts, basically, because it set the pace for film, for radio, for novels, for books, and all that. So it's a worthy initiative to have such a day.
Poetry is important to life, and poetry is not just synonymous with the Western world. We had poetry in Africa, there are African writers and authors and all that. So for some of us, we got introduction to reading works of people like the author of the book, Kamara Lai, African Child. You know, you have Wole Soyinka, Cyprian Quincy, and the rest of them. And you go Browning, Alexander Pope, and the rest of them. Poetry is infusing word with something much more than just writing, beyond just prose. It's infusing words with meaning. It's like giving life, wings to your words.
As we celebrate this year's theme, Standing on the Shoulders of Giants, World Poetry Day pays tribute to the iconic poets of the past, whose groundbreaking works expanded the poetic horizon. From ancient works like The Tale of the Shipwrecked Sailor, to Shakespeare's milestones like Venus and Adonis in the 16th century, poetry legacy endures. Thinkers develop poetics to understand art's essence, shaping genres for specific responses. This day, lovers of the art shares insight.
I write a lot. I write speeches, I write stories, I write documentaries, I write proposals. 24/7, I'm writing. So today is a special day for those of us who write, those of us who create, put one good word behind another.
The theme is well articulated because those giants that they refer to are the people that have set the pace for poetry, for the literary works of poetry. You know, people such as Chinua Achebe, in our climb, Chinua Achebe, the Wole Soyinkas and co. In other climes, the founding fathers of poetry, someone such as Aristotle. So when we talk about standing on their shoulders, it's for the young ones to learn, glean from them the amazing things they've done and take the art, poetry to the next level and keep increasing the bar.
The influence of this art goes beyond continents, with Africa boasting luminaries like Chinua Achebe, Wole Soyinka, and the likes, whose works resonate globally. In the 20th century, modern poets like T.S. Eliot, Robert Frost, and Maya Angelou's emerged, pushing the boundaries of forms and styles. Amidst technological advancement, poetry faces both challenges and opportunities, yet its enduring relevance in cultural transmission remains undeniable.
As far back as when, you know, the slaves would gather in the night, when the work was over, they would gather and they would tell their stories. And from telling these stories, they began to, you know, they would take turns, sit around the fire. This person would talk about how, you know, my master maltreated me, did this, did that to me. The next person is talking, and it became, they would cry about it, they would laugh about it. That was their way of having that little village meeting of their own kind. And it became poetry. And from poetry, people began to use it to express, began to use it to tell their stories, you know. So
people must write. Young people must learn to write, must learn to read. Because when you read, you can write.
There are authors whose words are timeless and you don't know the author. So for as many as we celebrate World Day of Poetry, and for as many that are interested, there is need for you to take some learning and just write.
On World Poetry Day, leveraging technology can amplify poetic voices while preserving traditional forms and depth of meaning. Beyond aesthetics, poetry's transformative language invites profound engagement with the world. Whether seasoned enthusiasts or curious newcomers, March 21st offers a chance to immerse in poetic beauty and depth. Grace Komala.
All right, that was the report on the World Poetry Day. We'll wrap up with a news from the sport desk, where Nigerian hurdler Tobi Amusan clinched our third consecutive African Games Championship title in the women's 100 hurdles event held in Ghana. Despite a first-start scare, Amusan dominated the race with an impressive time of 12.89 seconds, securing victory over Sidonie Fadamat-Soa of Madagascar. Amusan, who holds the world record in 100 meters hurdles, continued to showcase her athletic prowess on the international stage. And that's all there is for now on News Hour. Remember to reach us via social media platform. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. We are at Souq News TV. I am Juvi Ufiene. Many thanks for watching.